Welcome, my Virgos. Virgo, we are doing your tarot horoscope reading for February 2026. I still can't believe we are in 2026, but whoa, we're here. Let's see what we got. All right, Virgo, February 2026. What do we got for you guys? Um, let's see. I feel like lately, Virgo, um, things have been a bit difficult, I will say. I think you guys have this energy or mindset about you where, you wanna get things done. Also too, we really want things to go a certain way or to go the right way. I feel like we're really not too bendable or too fluid with, different endings or, different plans and how things go. Like, I kind of feel like you have a mentality almost of, my way or the highway, and that can be good in some situations, but it can also not be good, and it can be looked as definitely a little stubborn. I feel like we kind of have this stubbornness about you guys right now, Virgo, and, I don't know if that's necessarily where you need to be or where you need to be coming from in this current month and time. I think that we need to be looking at being a little more adaptable to change or adaptable to outside sources and people kind of coming in and almost like, I don't want to say like, I get how annoying it can be when you have a goal and something in mind or like a plan and you're like, "This is how we're doing it. This is the way that I want it to go." And then you have someone come in and say, "Well, what about this? This is better. This is better." And it just pisses me off, okay? It's like, "I know what I'm talking about. I know what I'm doing. You be quiet. I didn't ask for your opinion." But, okay, Virgo, in this specific situation or whatever situation you're dealing with for February, I think that that's not necessarily the approach we should be having. It should be a little bit different here, where it's more so open to criticism, open to listening. That doesn't mean, with you being open to criticism and you opening yourself up to allowing other people or like listening to other people, share their ideas or different, viewpoints or like pass on how to handle things, I don't think that that means you guys are like, I don't know why you guys kind of have this mindset of like you're defeated, like you lost the battle. I don't know what battle you're fighting. I think this is like a battle we're making up. But I think that you kind of have this view of like we're losing the war, we're losing the battle, but that's not what that means because you don't have to do what they're saying. Just because somebody tells you like, "Hey, I know you want to do it one way, but let's do it this way. It's better." That doesn't mean you lose or that, you're not a good strategist or planner and like you can't achieve things. It just means that somebody else with another perspective or an outside view is bringing you maybe valuable information, Like, this is something that you could take under, advisement here and be like, "You know what? I'm gonna sit on this. I'm gonna think about it." Because this is I feel like the people who are doing this to you, it's not out of, like, mean intentions or bad, like, they're not ill-willed where they're trying to throw you off or they're trying to, out you and say, like, "You're not a good leader. You're not, a good planner." It's not that, I think that they're seeing things that you're not seeing, and, it's okay to be open to, again, constructive criticism and other people, kinda chiming in, bringing up things that could be of value to you that you may not have even realized. You may not have even seen the holes in your plan or, the flaws that you had at first, and these people are, and they're noticing it. But again, I don't think it's from a bad place of like, "Oh my god, look at you, Virgo. Haha, you suck. You didn't even notice this." It's not even that. It's like, "Hey, what about this? We forgot about that." Or what about this option? Hey, we're leaking out of this place. Let's plug up that hole. So, don't I feel like we kind of, we're taking it as it's like it's negative against us and it's not. It's really not. It's just, people of concern kind of pointing out, "Hey, let's be careful. Let's, pay attention to that." And this really comes in here too with the 9 of swords, right? Where um if you were to look at this, not reversing in the upright position, this guy in the 9 of swords is like really cautious, really looking over his shoulder. Maybe people are out to get them, they feel wounded already. There's something going on where they're kind of skeptical about other people and other things. But, having it flipped upside down here in the reverse for, February, it's kind of showing us, okay, we don't need to be doing that. We don't need to be looking at everyone and anything as if it's a threat because it's not. It's not a threat to you. It's not a threat to, who you are, again, as that planner, as that strategist, as somebody who is in charge. And a good leader can take criticism, right? A good leader can listen to their people and listen to those around them in their community who are saying, "We have a problem, we need it fixed," or "I don't like the way you're doing this." And then that leader can take that information and move forward with it by bettering themselves, bettering the community, just giving a better all around output for everyone involved. And this month, that is something for you guys to focus on. Virgo, for sure, is focus on almost like being better, being more open-minded, for sure, being more open-minded in listening to others and being, changed or adaptable, in the situations that you're in. And I think that, if you guys kind of stay the course of where you're at, of kind of being like this wounded guy here and looking over your shoulder. My goodness, I can't talk. Looking over your shoulder and kind of like questioning everyone and second guessing everything. I think it's gonna burn some bridges for you guys. I think it's gonna, come around and kind of bite you in the ass here. And it'll have the opposite effect. I feel like some of you, and again, if this is you, take it if it resonates. If it's not, it's not. But I feel like some of you kind of like fortifying yourselves, like fortifying your mind, fortifying your energy, and you're really putting up these walls of, just like, I don't care, I don't care, I don't want to hear what you have to say, I don't care, I don't need to see you. Like this is it, this is done, this is wraps. Where that's it. And I think that's really going to backfire, and I think that that'll burn some bridges with your people, with your community. Like if you guys kind of sit here and look at it as like a point of view of like leadership, you need to be ruling and running your life in that type of energy right now where, you're a leader, you got your friends, you got your family, you have these people, that are part of your community next to you. And if you wall them out and you're not open to listening, you're not open to these conversations, they're going to feel disrespected or they're going to feel like you don't even care. So they're not going to care or they're going to, kind of turn their back on you. So we want to be careful of that. And I think that if we're able to push through this month, let's see what we get. If we're able to push through this month and really, so, if we're able to push through this month and, push forward in that energy, it's going to be good. It's going to be good. You're going to have a reason to celebrate. Your goals will be achieved. The things, and I feel like too, you guys have been stuck on some things for a minute, whether, you've tried and tried and tried your way and it's just not working. Like if you're listening and you're taking back this criticism and then you're coming back to your problem and visiting it in a different light, in a different mind space, you're gonna push through. You're gonna see breakthroughs that you guys haven't seen in a couple weeks, couple months even. So this is good. This is a good energy to be in. And I know it's uncomfortable in the beginning, changing things up is uncomfortable, but I think that this is good. This is good for you guys. And it's really going to play out in a positive light to where your things will be done and your things will be achieved. And also too, I think you'll forge new friendships or new allies, in your life and people that maybe you wouldn't have looked at twice or you didn't think they cared or, had your best interest at heart, but they really do. They really do. So let's shift our mindset a little bit this month, Virgo, and really make it to where, we're open and we're listening. And I wish you guys good luck.